Fancy map making tip of the week, staining paper.
Do you want to turn your fancy maps from this into this? Well, lucky you, because that's what I'm showing you. First, start off with some proper Yorkshire tea and some cold water, and stir it until you've got the colour that you want. Then you're going to take a brush and you're going to just paint it onto the map. Just do small amounts at first because you don't want to ruin the ink and you want to make sure that you get the colour you desire and you don't end up with any bits pooling in any places. I'm then just taking a sponge and I'm taking off the excess moisture. I'm going to add another layer on here just because I didn't really quite get the colour that I wanted, but it's fine because you can just keep layering up and keep staining it until you're at the place you want. Again, just taking off the excess with that sponge just to make sure that I'm not overloading the paper anywhere, so I'm not going to get colour pooling in any particular bits. Obviously, to get the proper effect, you want to stain it on both sides, and again, I'm just doing the exact same technique as before. So just before we end up drying this piece of paper, I'm just going to take off the last little bits, and then I'm just going to use a little bit of kitchen towel just to dry off any of that excess water. Make sure when you're doing this, you're just dabbing with the tea towel and you're not dragging it across, because you can actually make the ink spread by doing that. We now want to make sure that our surface is dry. I'm using a bit of baking paper, but you can use anything really. We're just doing this so that we don't trap any moisture and let it pool in any particular places, leaving a really dark stain. And we're just going to lie it on something flat with something heavy on top. I've got these pieces of wood, but you can use books or anything. I then pop this outside to dry naturally, and then this is the final result. I actually much prefer tea staining to coffee staining, as I think the final colour and result is way better. Here's a before and after. If you've got any more tips and tricks you want to see, make sure you're following, and I'll see you soon.